So if there was someone out there listening to this podcast today and they had this dream for a social enterprise, say addressing one of the Sustainable Development Goals, what's one piece of advice that you would give that person?
Good question. I think we still need more innovation. So firstly, if you are interested in setting up your own business to address that, that's fantastic. It is a very hard journey, but we need more and we need them to survive. And I guess on that note, the main advice I would give is to look at what else is already going on around the world. And if your idea is already in action, is there a way you can support and develop that person or that organization who's already got some traction? Or do you need to refine your concept to complement something that's already happening? What is really difficult is when we all start to, in a very nascent developing sector of social enterprise, if we all kind of start to compete with one another, it doesn't really help the situation. So I would definitely advise, doing research, connecting with other organizations and seeing whether you can enhance what they're doing or complement what they're doing somehow, and you'll probably be more successful with that approach as well.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best piece of advice I ever received was not to sit around and wait for something else to happen in my career. I think a lot of young people are told, by people above them in their workplaces that you need to do your years as a junior, 5 years of development, whatever, and then you can move into management. And actually my first manager kind of told me that wasn't the case, and I'm forever grateful for him, because I did leave that organization, which I think was sad for him, but in the end it led me to Pollinate and a much more inspiring and career journey that I wanted to take.
What's your favourite business book?
Oh, my favourite business book. When I saw that question, I was like, am I going to be able to answer this? Because I don't actually like reading business books that much, but this one is amazing. The Hard Thing About Hard Things. It's about a tech company CEO in Silicon Valley, which has very little to do with our business, but just phenomenal kind of management theory book. Very real, very practical.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, we'll put a link for that in the show notes. So have you got a favourite business tool or resource that you use for delivering impact through the business?
No, I don't know. Yeah. I think we make them up a lot of the time and validate them, but they're usually designed for us.
Okay, what's your favourite quote?
Probably my favourite quote it's been bandied around a lot lately around the climate change issue, but that quote, which goes something like, don't think that a small group of people can't change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. I think it's very inspiring, always helps me regain perspective.
Yeah, perfect. And if you could go back in time, give your 20-year-old self some advice, what would it be?
Enjoy your early 20s. That's like the best time of your life. I was a really busy university student, and I kind of wish I just had a little bit more fun. I was always very responsible and serious. But yeah, I don't have any huge regrets, but I think it's important you take those moments to just relish, especially if you're studying, that opportunity to learn and, have a good time before the real world kicks in.